Hey guys, I'm your boy Nick with Pick MMA. Welcome to the channel, guys. Hit the sub button if you haven't yet. I like the video. We're growing by the day. Let's freaking go, boys. Let's get right into it. We're gonna look at the weigh-ins for UFC Vegas 79 card. We're gonna look at all the fighters' face-offs, and we're gonna pick the fighters that are gonna win, the fighters that are gonna lose, who came in really good shape, who didn't. Let's get right into it, guys. First up, we had Tamires Vidal going up against Montserrat Rendon. Montserrat Rendon making her UFC debut for this fight. Tamires, she looked in really good shape. She's gonna be a little bit bigger, but I think Vidal is a much better fighter, which is why I have her as my lock of the week for this card. Tamires Vidal sitting at minus 245 right now. I think Vidal sitting at minus 245 on DraftKings, minus 250 around that range. So money is coming in on Tamires Vidal after the fight. After the last couple of days, she was sitting at minus 230 for a couple of days, but the money is pouring in on her now. I think people understand that she's a much better fighter in this fight, so it makes sense why she's growing by the day. Tamires Vidal, I think she can even find a finish in this fight, but if you're gonna be betting, put her in any parlays. I think she's safe to parlay. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we have women's strawweight bout. We have Mizuki Inoue coming back after 3 years off, taking on Hannah Goldy. Hannah Goldy, not the best fighter. I don't think Hannah Goldy is UFC level in my opinion, but she does have a really good physical. I mean, she's in really good physical shape as always. She looks absolutely ripped for a woman. But I think Mizuki Inoue is a much better fighter here, which is why she's sitting at minus 340, minus 300, minus 320. I think she's a much better fighter. I think she can even find a finish in this fight. She might have a little bit trouble getting used to the octagon coming back after 3 years off, but from what I've been hearing, she's making really good improvements in the training camp. She took the time out to work on her striking and the grappling, from what I've been hearing. So she looks really happy to be here. She's a much better fighter. She's fought girls like Alexa Grasso back in 2015. She's fought the much better competition, and she's never been finished. I'm gonna go Mizuki, 30-27 on the scorecards, maybe even a finish. Alright, guys. Next up, we have big boys going at it. We have Mohammed Usman going up against Jay Collier. Mohammed Usman is a slight favorite at minus 135, and the comeback on Jay Collier plus 114. Both of these guys came in pretty good shape. Jay Collier came in much better shape than he did for his previous couple of fights. He does seem like he's taking this fight a little bit more serious, but I still think Mohammed Usman is going to beat him up. I think the size, physical attributes of Mohammed Usman, I think he's going to be able to control him. The longer the fight goes, I think he's going to be able to hold him down, maybe even get to mount and maybe ground and pound him, get him out of there. Mohammed Usman, we should see some improvements from him. He was able to control a guy like Junior Tafa, who's a much more athletic guy than Jay Collier. I think Junior Tafa has better striking than Jay Collier, but Junior Tafa doesn't have the experience that Jay Collier has. Jay Collier does have a lot of experience, but I can't pick a guy whose only win in his last couple of fights is over Chase Sherman. You know what I mean? Like, I know people are picking Jay Collier here, and I get it why. He's a much better striker here, but there's no way I'm picking a guy like Jay Collier, whose only win is over Chase Sherman, who's an absolute tomato can. So the pick is Mohammed Usman. I think he gets it done by second round, ground and pound. He could even knock him out on the feet, man. Mohammed Usman has heavy hands. He's got that touch of death, in his hands. Anyways, guys, so next up we have in the middleweight division, we have Jacob Malkoun going up against Cody Brundage. We all know Jacob Malkoun is a much better grappler. He's a much better fighter here. He's the fighter that's taken his career much more serious, fought a much better level of competition also. Cody Brundage is going to be dangerous in the first round, but after the longer the fight goes into the second, the more the fight goes into the second round, third round, I think Malkoun is going to take over. It does seem like Cody Brundage is taking this fight a little bit more serious. He did come back in pretty good shape. Looks absolutely ripped, but he does have a very bad fight IQ. Doesn't use. He pulled the guillotine like 5 times in his last fight against Rodriguez Dumas, who's not even experienced enough. This is a much higher step up in competition for Cody Brundage, and I think he's not gonna pass the test. I'm gonna say Jacob Malkoun gets it done by maybe even a late TKO or 30-27 on the scorecards. Alright guys, next up we have in the welterweight division, we have Tim Means taking on Andre Fialho. Both of these guys are on 3-5 losing streaks, but I think Tim Means is he looked a little bit better in his previous couple of fights. Andre Fialho is the one that's been knocked out back to back 3 times in a row by pretty good high level strikers, but he's still been knocked out, so it's not a good look for him. But let's look at the skills. Fialho looks absolutely ripped. He's gonna be 10 years younger, which is why I'm picking him here, but I don't trust his chin or durability to be putting money on him. I do have a bet on this fight, not to go to the scorecards. You can check the Discord and see how much money I have on it. So let's look at the face-offs. I think Tim Means is going to be a little bit bigger, but he's getting up there in age, so I don't know. I don't trust either guy. I think this fight doesn't go past the third round. I mean past the second round, I think. But Tim Means does seem to be a little bit bigger. But Means, if he is smart, he's probably gonna be using his grappling in this fight. But I don't think it's gonna be easy to hold Fialho down. And let's look at the odds. Fialho coming back. The money is pouring in on Tim Means, and I get it why. Because Andre Fialho hasn't looked all that good, in his previous couple of fights. Tim Means is plus 140 right now. I think they opened Andre Fialho at minus 225. So it makes sense why money is coming in on Means, because he still showed some good wrinkles in his game last time around against Alex Morono. He looked pretty good. He didn't look too bad against Alex Morono. So I'm not hating on anyone that's betting on Tim Means. I do have him in. I have a prop bet on him to win by knockout at plus 500. I think there's a chance that he can chin Fialho to seeing how much damage Fialho has been taken in his previous couple of fights. I think there's a chance. But the pick is still Andre Fialho to win by first round knockout. Alright guys, next up we have in the bantamweight bout, we have Dan Argueta taking on Miles Johns. And let's look at the scales. Dan Argueta is the grappler that's going to be looking to get the fight to the ground. And over and over, he's going to try to hold Miles Johns down. Miles Johns isn't really a guy that's going to be able to easy to hold down on the ground. He's shown really good takedown defense, but he has been taken down and submitted by guys like John Castaneda, Sexy Mexi. So Sexy Mexi has a little bit much better striking than a guy like Dan Argueta. But I think Argueta is still putting in that work. I think we might see some improvements in the stand-up for him. But I'm a little bit nervous about this fight because Miles Johns has all the skills to win this fight. But I like what I saw from Argueta last time around. His transitions on the ground were so fast. And I think he can do the same to a guy like Miles Johns when Johns starts tiring down in the second, third round. Because Johns does slow down. He's built like an absolute brick house. But that does come with some negatives. Like he's gonna need more oxygen with muscles like that. So I think the pick is still Argueta, but I'm not super confident. Let's look at the odds, guys. Argueta is minus 180, Miles Johns plus 150. It makes sense why, because they opened Argueta up pretty high line. So Miles Johns is gonna be live in this fight. I'll accept that for sure. Let's look at the next fight, guys. Next up, we have the main card now, guys. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Like the video if you haven't yet. We're just hit 200 subscribers. I want to thank each one of you guys that subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot, guys. Thank you for helping me grow this community. Let's get into the main card now, guys. In the featherweight bout, we have Ricardo Ramos going up against Charles Jourdain. Both of these guys came in pretty good shape. Charles Jourdain gave us a big smile on the scales. It looked like he had a better weight cut, better than Ramos. Ramos looked a little bit more sucked in on the scales. You can see his cheeks showing out from his face. But he gave us a big, he gave us a big flex on the scale. So both of these guys are pretty good shape. Both of these guys are fighting similar shape. I think Ramos is going to be a little bit better grappler, but he doesn't have the best cardio. He does slow down, and he doesn't have the best durability. I'm going to go with Jourdain because he has a better durability and he gets better as the fight goes longer. I think Jourdain gets it done. I'm gonna say Jourdain, but maybe late TKO stoppage, or maybe 29-28 on the scorecards. Alright guys, check the Discord. I do have a bet on this fight, I think. So check the Discord, guys. Alright guys, the odds, let's check the odds. Charles Jourdain coming in at -142. The comeback on Ramos is +120. This is a very closely lined fight, and it makes sense why. Both these guys are in really good shape. Both of these guys are very tough dudes. Both of them have really good high-level skills, and both of them are high-level fighters. The face-offs, both of them look ready to go. Next up, guys. Next up, we have in the welterweight bout, we have Bryan Battle taking on AJ Fletcher. So we know Bryan Battle is really good striker. Now he's showing that he's got a lot of power in his hands. He's a really good counter striker too. He does get backed up against the fence, which I don't like a little bit. He does let people put pressure on him. He can get grappled, but I think he's had a full training camp for this fight. I think he's gonna show us more wrinkles in this fight. I think he's gonna show us better takedown defense. It's not like AJ Fletcher has grappling at the level of Renat Fakardino. Renat Fakardino, damn it. I'm mumbling over my own words. Anyways, Renat Fakardino is an absolute monster. That dude is so strong for the weight class, and has a lot of grappling. Really high level grappling. I don't think AJ Fletcher has the cardio gas tank or the grappling at the level of Renat Fakardino to hold a guy like Bryan Battle down. Bryan Battle looks much bigger. Between the two guys, he's gonna have a 10-inch reach advantage, but everyone has a 10-inch reach advantage over a guy like AJ Fletcher. AJ Fletcher, please note, guys, AJ Fletcher's a really tough dude. Never been finished, never been submitted, never been choked out, never been knocked out. So he's a tough dude, man. Not gonna be easy to get him out of there. He's a dangerous dude too. So don't just sleep on him. I only have 1 unit bet on Bryan Battle on the money line at -185, I think. Yeah, this is gonna be a tough matchup, man. I know a lot of people are really confident on Bryan Battle, and I am too. But man, this is a tough matchup because AJ Fletcher is not gonna. This dude can put the pace. He can keep going for those takedowns over and over and over. But I don't think he's experienced enough. I think Bryan has the better experience. He's fought the better level of competition in the UFC, and he's gone up against guys like bigger guys like Andre Petrovsky, who he ninja choked out in the second round, I think, on the Ultimate Fighter. So I think Bryan Battle gets the job done. I'm gonna say Bryan Battle by unanimous decision. Alright guys, next up, let's look at the odds. Bryan Battle is -185. There hasn't been a lot of movement on the odds. I think they opened him up at -200. So there is some money coming in on AJ Fletcher, and it makes sense why, because this dude is a tough dude, man. Not gonna be easy to get him out of there. He's never been finished, but and he's trained at Team Elevation for this fight. He's trained at really put in that work for this cardio, so I think he's gonna have a better cardio for this fight. But man, Bryan Battle is a really good fighter too. I think Bryan Battle gets the job done. I'm gonna say Bryan Battle gets it done. On the scorecards, they're 30-27. He couldn't even find a late finish. If AJ Fletcher gets really tired and he slows down, I think Battle could find a finish on him. Next up, guys, we have the women's strawweight bout. We have Marina Rodriguez taking on Miss Waterson-Gomez. This is going to be a rematch. These girls already fought. Marina Rodriguez beat her in a main event 5-round fight. Marina Rodriguez doubled her in significant strikes, and I think same thing's gonna happen here. So Waterson, I think she's gonna try to get the fight to the ground, and she's not gonna be able to hold Rodriguez down. Even Janet Roba was having a little bit hard time holding Marina Rodriguez down. And in the third round, man, Marina Rodriguez really was putting the hands on Janet Roba. She almost had Janet Roba on her feet, out on her feet. Janet Roba was really hurt in the third round. And Janet Roba was trying to hold on for dear life because Marina Rodriguez was cracking her with her striking. I think Rodriguez is gonna be able to win 2 out of the 3 rounds, and Gomez could win the 3rd round. Maybe get a takedown, get some control time. But I'm gonna go Marina Rodriguez by 30-27, maybe 29-28, or I'm gonna say 30-27. She's a much better striker here. She's gonna be 1 year younger also. She's fought a much higher level of competition. She's got wins over girls like Amanda Hebas and some other high level girls. So I think Marina Rodriguez still wins the fight. I'm gonna say Marina Rodriguez 30-27. Alright guys, next up let's look at the scales. The karate hottie looking hot as always. Marina Rodriguez looks in good shape also. The face-offs, Marina Rodriguez looks like the much bigger girl, much taller. She's gonna have the strength advantage too, I think. She's gonna be the much better striker in this fight, like I said earlier. Alright guys, let's go to the next fight now. Next up we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Bryce Mitchell taking on Dan Ige. Man, this is a tough one. I wanted to switch my pick to Bryce Mitchell, but I'm gonna stick with my gut feeling. I'm gonna stay with my underdog pick on Dan Ige here. I know Bryce Mitchell is a very high level grappler, a lot of good control time, but man, Dan Ige's fought the toughest guys. He's fought the top, the cream of the crop. I don't know what the saying is, but he's fought the top level guys in the UFC. He's only been facing the toughest guys. He's never been finished. Even if Dan Ige win against a guy like Topuria, I think Topuria would not be able to finish a guy like Dan Ige. I really don't believe Topuria would finish Dan Ige. Dan Ige is one of those guys that you just can't finish. And we could see Bryce Mitchell come in here, get like 8 or 9 takedowns, get that control time, get the 30-27 decision. Or we could see Bryce Mitchell come into this fight after being finished by Topuria, being a little bit hesitant on the takedown attempts. And Dan Ige defending those takedowns, training at Extreme Couture. Those guys are on fire right now at the Extreme Couture gym. I'm still gonna ride with my boy Dan Ige for now. I know I totally get why everyone's picking Bryce Mitchell here, and it makes sense. He's the much better grappler. We've seen Dan Ige get grappled. Let's look at the scales. Bryce Mitchell is gonna be bigger here, but man, it looks like Ige had better weight cut than Bryce Mitchell here. Bryce Mitchell also has a lot of stuff going on the outside. His girlfriend destroyed his fruit trees or something like that, which is absolutely ridiculous. But anyhow, guys, so Ige looks focused, man. So does Mitchell too. Both these guys look really good shape. I do have a bet on this fight. Fight goes to the scorecards at -200. I think this fight goes to the scorecards either way. Either guy wins. This fight should go to the scorecards. Every time Ige's been an underdog, I think every time he's been an underdog, his fight's gone to the scorecards. I expect this fight to go to the judges' scorecards too. At -200, I think that's a safe bet. I think you can put that in a parlay too. The pick is still Dan Ige, but please don't blame me for picking Dan Ige. If he loses this fight, gets all grappled and controlled for 15 minutes. I don't want to hear anything because I try to warn you guys. I'm 100% biased in this pick. Anyways, guys, let's go to the main event of the evening. We have the main event in the lightweight division. We have Rafael Fiziev taking on Mateusz Gamrot. This is the striker versus grappler matchup. Rafael Fiziev is a top three guys, the best striker at 155. He has to be up there. Man, you guys know I'm picking Rafael Fiziev here. Of course I'm picking Rafael Fiziev. But man, I totally understand guys that are on Mateusz Gamrot. He does seem to be a little bit bigger here. He's going to be 2 inches taller. Mateusz Gamrot looks absolutely shredded. So does Fiziev. Man, Mateusz Gamrot looks a little bit bigger in the face-offs. But I think Gamrot's been getting dropped, man. He's been dropped like 4 times in the UFC already by different guys that aren't even known for their striking. Guys like Beneil Dariush, who's a grappler first and a striker second. And then he got dropped by Turner, who just got beat by Hooker. Yeah, I think Fiziev's gonna win. I'm gonna say Fiziev by second round TKO. I know Gamrot's never been finished, but I'm still gonna take Fiziev here. I think Gamrot's he's gonna have trouble standing on the feet, and he's gonna have trouble controlling Fiziev on the ground. We could totally see Gamrot come in here, get like 5 or 6 takedowns, control him for 25 minutes. I totally understand that, but Gamrot doesn't have much finishing ability. In the UFC, he's only finished guys that are past their prime. So we could see that, but I think Fiziev is he's gonna be ready for those takedown attempts. I'm gonna say Fiziev by TKO. It could be a decision too. Put him in your parlays or something if you're if you want to. You don't have to put in any parlays because this is gonna be a tough matchup. The odds are close for a reason. Let's look at the odds now. The Fiziev is the favorite at -148. The comeback on Mateusz Gamrot is +124 on DraftKings. The odds are really close for this fight, and it makes sense why, because this is a grappler versus striker matchup. Alright guys, those are the picks. Leave a comment below who your picks are, who your most confident picks are. Leave a comment below with your parlays, what parlays you guys are playing for this fight, who's your most confident, who you have the most money on in this fight card. Let me know guys, I would love to hear from you guys. And subscribe to the channel guys. Our goal is to hit 500 subscribers by end of this year. I know we can do it guys, come on, join the Discord, all my bets are there. We have a community growing by the day. We drop good bets over there, so join the community. I gotta end this video here, this video is already too long. And take care of yourself guys, take care, stay safe out there, stay healthy. I'll wish you guys best of luck for all your bets this weekend. And if you guys are on the opposite side of my picks, good luck to you guys also. Hope you guys win a lot of money this weekend. Let's take on the bookies this weekend together. Let's freaking go boys, let's freaking go. I gotta end this up now. Later, I'll see you guys in the next one.